Hello, my dear friends. Welcome again to the hospital and clinical pharmacy in the next part of non sterile formulation. Myself, Miss Malvi Rajendra Babu, Kikevag Institute of Pharmacy in Nasik. So, we are starting with part 3 and last part of non sterile manufacturing. After watching this video, student will be able to learn the manufacturing process of suppositories and concept of suppository. So, for manufacturing of suppositories, first we should know about molds. The suppositories and pastry mold used in dispensary are metallic and have 6 usually or 12 cavities. By removing a screw, they can be opened longitudinally for lubrication, extraction of content, and cleaning. Sometimes are plated to prevent interaction with medicament and give the product a better finish. For cleaning, they are immersed in hot water containing detergent, wiped gently with the soft cloth, and rinsed thoroughly. If the mold is used immediately afterward, it should be immersed in cold water or otherwise chilled to dissipate the content heat. The nominal capacity of common mold are 1 gram, 2 gram, 4 gram, and 8 gram for large scale production. Large molds to accommodate up to 500 suppositories are used. Then calibration of mold. Unless molds are available in both metric and imperial system, a 15 grain mold may be regarded as equal to 1 gram mold and so on. Calibration with the basis is however necessary for all the molds and have to be determined the exact capacity of particular mold. The figure should be used to calculating the proportional quantity. Then displacement value of solid medicament. The volume of different suppositories from particular mold is obviously uniform, but the weights will vary according to the density of medicament as compared with cocoa butter with which the mold was calibrated. Consequently, product made from the mold cannot be prepared accurately unless allowance is made for the alteration in density of mass due to added medicament. The quantity of medicament which displaces one part of cocoa butter, called displacement value, is the most convenient method of making this allowance. So 15 grain is the capacity of each hole. So weight of 6 unmedicated suppository become 19 grains. Weight of 6 suppository containing 40% of zinc oxide is 132 grain. And theobroma oil in this is 60 divided by 100 into 132, which is 79.2 grain, and zinc oxide becomes 40 upon 100 into 132, which is equal to 52.8 grains. So theobroma oil displaced by 52.8 grains of zinc oxide, so it becomes 90 minus 79.2, which is 10.8 grain. Therefore displacement value of zinc oxide is 52.8 upon 10.8, which is 5. So list of displaced values are given in the literature. Such determination often produce a variable result because more or less become untrapped in the mass during the stirring. Then general method of preparation of suppository containing insoluble solid. So stage 1, thoroughly lubricate the mold, invert into on ice to drain and cool. Stage 2 is place in dish with a weight amount of stirred cocoa butter, stand it over warm water bath until 2/3 is melted, then remove it. The remainder will melt with the stirring and will prevent overheating of the base, which often causes unsatisfactory suppository. Then for stage 3, place the warm slab, the weighed quantity of powder medicament, and over it pour about half the melted base. Work into the smooth cream as quickly as possible using flexible spatula. Then transfer to the dish and stir from the homogeneous mixture. Cool that mixture on water bath until it just to thick to pour and then return it to the water bath for few seconds. Stirring until the mass becomes pourable. Then fill the cavity to overflowing, taking care to stir the mass continuously to ensure even the distribution of medicament. Cocoa butter contracts upon cooling. Overfilling is necessary to prevent the hole it drops of finished suppository. When the liquid has just set, this excess trimmed off horizontally using a sharp knife. Stage 4. Stand the mold for half an hour in a cold place or on ice. If available, open a mold, remove the suppository, and lightly wipe off any lubricant with a clean cloth. Then preparation of suppository by fusion process. This is the second method for the preparation of suppository, which is known as fusion method. It is applicable to all suppository base. This process is divided into 5 steps. First, you have to melt the mass, then mix the drug into melted mass. The third is pour it into the mold just before it congeals. Fourth, allow the melt to cool and congeal into suppositories. Then remove the suppository from the mold. Then third method is by compression method. Okay, first ingredients are mixed with gradually increasing amount of treated base. Then in dispensary, a mortar and a pestles are used. Generally, enough heat is produced from the compression, shearing to soften the base and allow the satisfactory admixture, but its formula contains much power. So it is helpful to warm the mortar to not more than 30 degrees Celsius. So on larger scale, hand over power operated McLeaners are used. This is suppository mold which is used for the compression method. In this, the prepared mass C. This is prepared mass C placed in the cylinder A. This is cylinder A and forced through the narrow opening D. This is narrow opening D. It is forced through the narrow opening D by the means of piston B. This is piston B. The thread mass passing through the mold G. This is mold G. Here thread mass is passed are compressed until homogeneous fused mass is formed in E. In the E compartment, homogeneous fused mass is formed. On the removal of retaining stop plate F, the suppositories are ejected by further pressure. The operation of molds are different size and contain several cavities. The mass and compression cylinder of the machine should be chilled to prevent the heat of compression, making the mass to the fluid. Compression molding is useful for the suppository containing insoluble solid because there is no risk of sedimentation or thermolabile medicaments. It is suitable for glycerogelatin product and of little advantage when melting is essential stage in preparing the mass. Then hand rolling technique. Hand rolling is the simplest of the three methods, but it is suitable only if small number of dosage units are used to be prepared and if the formulae are based in cocoa butter. The required amount of active ingredient are mixed with sufficient cocoa butter for the total formula, allowing about 2 grams of cocoa butter per suppositories. If infinite suppository are being prepared, the average weight may be reduced to about 1 gram. The drug cocoa butter mixture is saturated and kneaded thoroughly, ensuring the uniform distribution of active ingredient, forming the plastic mass. Then this plastic mass formed is molded into the ball with the hand at the time making the ball. Bands are frequently dipped in water to avoid melting due to the heat from the hand, and this ball is rolled into cylinder on pill slab with aid of large steel blade spatula. It is important to use full length of spatula blade while forming the cylinder to avoid the formation of hollow center which result in crumbling. As the cylinder grow in length during the rolling process, the ends have to be shaped with the finger to avoid cavitation and ultimate collapse. The mass is rolled by an appropriate length about 1 inch per suppositories, then divided into equal segments with a sharp blade. Using fingers or a spatula, one end of each of the segment is stapled to the desired shape. Thank you. Thank you very much for attending this session. See you in the next session. Thank you very much.